Hey girl, hey, how are you doing? Hey girl, hey. All right. So, I got a new setup today. I'm at a couple places and let's get started. Welcome to the Angel Barnette show. We are on in my Facebook group, my Facebook page, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, and I have been really digging Instagram real lately. I've just found something special with Instagram, so we're on Instagram. As you're hopping on right now, say hey girl, hey. Know that you can follow me on Facebook, on YouTube, and Instagram, all at Angel's Healthy Spa. Besides YouTube, YouTube is Angel Barnette. As you're hopping on, say hey girl, hey in the comments. So we're gonna have a conversation today. We're at the Angel Barnette show. Okay, so if you're new to my space, if you are new to my company, my name is Angel Barnette. I am your new virtual natural hair rehab expert, and I help Black women who do not want to relax or lock their strands to create healthy natural hair by incorporating mindset and my natural hair healing formula that helps you step into this like fierce, bold, badass, like unapologetic crown wearing queen that you know that you are. And that is exactly what I'm going to be teaching you. So, this is all a conversation today, right? Today is like we're just talking. Oh, my wine. Hold up. Look, hold up. I have my okay. Hold up, cause I get my wines. I gotta figure out where I put my cup. I just had it, and if you don't have yours, go and get it, and then meet me back and tell me what kind of wine do you have. I'm like, I know I just had my cup. Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, so 9 times out of the 10, my wine is in a red cup. That's just me. I am who I am, right? All right, so let's get started with today's show. As you're hopping on, say, hey girl, hey. So I am the owner of the salon Angels Healthy Spa and the creator of the 5 phases to healthier and stronger natural hair. So I would love to hear your thoughts about showing up in the society that we live in as a Black woman with kinky natural hair. Okay, so if you'd like to join the conversation, you can come live and tell me your input, right? So this is more of like a conversation to let me know how are you feeling about it, or you can send in your comments, your questions, your concerns, your statements all to my team at salon support at dreamnaturalhair.com, and I have that up on the screen on Facebook and YouTube. And you'll use the subject line Angels Conversations, okay? And then you can be featured on one of our future episodes. Okay, so let's get into today. Today we're talking about a couple of things. The first one is why your energy is being drained, right? Why your energy being drained is preventing you from growing healthy natural hair. And I think that's a typo on the screen. Don't even worry about it. Hey. All right. We'll also be covering how to infuse love and compassion into your hair and what that would actually look like for you in your life. Ooh, does that sound intriguing? What? Infusing love and compassion in my hair? Okay. We'll also go over what's going on in my world, just like random things that are going on in my world. You would like to know. If not, we're still going to talk about it. Um, Next, after that, we'll be talking about, is your hair breaking off faster than it's growing? Right? Like you think about that? Then we'll end it up with your healing quote of the week. Each week we give you a healing quote to call into yourself, call into your hair, so you can transform your experience with your hair. Wouldn't that be nice to shift the experience into something just great? Okay, if you would love to support my channel, please, please, please. I am actually asking, I'm learning to ask for help. I've never been the type of person to not ask for help, but yeah, I'm asking for your help. I'm learning to ask for your help. Please share this video if you feel like you would love to spread my mission, you know, of being able to help more Black women be unapologetic with their kinky hair, however they have their hair, to help them be able to know that they can show up more unapologetically, that they can show up more bold, and know that they are like everything with their hair, and they don't have to get a relaxer just to look beautiful, or they don't have to straighten their hair just to feel confident, right? They can just wear their hair out. So please share this video. You can give me a thumbs up. You can also donate and Cash App me at, well, I'm new to this Cash App. Hold on. This is the dollar sign Angel Barnette. So it's not an A, it's not Angela, it's not Angie. It's ANGELBARNETTE. Okay, so you can send me a penny, you can send me 5 pennies, you can send me $1, you can send me $1,000, you can send me $100, whatever you feel like your soul, if you want to bless my channel, I would appreciate it. I would appreciate the love. Okay, so let's get into today's show. And again, as you're hopping on, say, hey girl, hey, so I can shout you out. Okay, so we're going to get started here. And let me know what type of wine do you have, or if you drink wine. I do, and I will be drinking it throughout the whole show, just so you know. Okay, how you feeling? Okay, I'm feeling good. Okay, first let's talk about why your energy being drained is preventing you from growing your health. It's a typo. From growing healthy hair, your healthy, natural, kinky, coily, curly, right? However your hair is, right? However God put his stamp, whatever your stamp is with your hair right now, because it changes, right? You probably got a couple up there. Why your energy is being drained, why that's preventing you from growing your hair. Let's talk about that. So let's see. First of all, not knowing what to do. Let's talk about the things that waste your energy with your hair. Let's talk about those things. Let's get into a certain space so we can realize what's actually going on. All right. What are some things that are energy draining that you're doing with your hair? For example, not knowing what to do with your hair. Like if you're just going through your journey, and you at any point you're like, is this what I should do with my hair? Or like, should I really be doing this with my hair? Or like, I don't know if I should really be, when you're in that space, that's draining your energy. Let me know if that makes sense, right? Or let me know if that makes sense, or if you're like, Angel, that does not drain my energy. Let me know, because that may be not something. Okay, something else. I think that really plays a big part into it, though, because that's like when you wake up in the morning, you could either wake up in the morning and be like, oh shit, what am I going to do with my hair? I don't really know. Like, oh, no. What if you had a plan with your hair, and then you woke up in the morning, and then it turned out that them plans was not going to happen, right? Has that ever happened? Has that ever happened to you? Let me know if you're on here. Let me know if you're on here live. I don't know, like, you tried to do something and it didn't turn out the way you wanted. So then you got this extra energy being drained from like, oh my gosh, I just thought it was going to turn out the way I wanted it to. Like, okay, I gotta try to figure something out. What am I going to do? Oh my gosh, what time is it? I gotta try to figure. Oh my gosh, it's draining your energy, right? When really you just need to create a personalized routine that fits into your lifestyle and your personality, right? Think about how much that could actually save you a lot of time, frustration, and sorrow, right? So I do want you to know that it's not your fault of the reason why you're struggling with caring for your hair as a Black woman. It's not your fault, right? A lot of people don't want to hear this, but it goes back to slavery. It just does. It does. And it's like thinking about, what if our grandparents and great grandparents didn't want to straighten their hair to kind of fit in, right? You ever think about that? Like, what if that wasn't a thing? I take women, I take Black women through my self-care challenge. If you have not heard about it, I take them through this. We're actually going through it now. We're on the 5th day. Enrollment's closed. If you missed it, that's okay. But I take them through this process, and I just kind of we go deep up in there. Okay, we go deep in there. If you're interested in that, you can comment with the word self-care, and then myself or a member of my team will send you more information about that. But we go deep, because like, what if your ancestors were treated as human beings and not as property? Right? What if they weren't spat upon, right, because of the color of their skin? Right? What if they loved how their hair grew out of their scalp and felt loved? Right? What if they felt loved and confident to even wear their hair? Because that was like that's a whole, oh my god, that's a whole thing in itself. Let's go to the next topic, because that's a, unless you want to talk about it, someone's on here live, unless you want to talk about it. If not, we'll keep going, because that, I mean, that's a deep conversation right there. Okay, because Lord, oh my gosh. All right, so now let's talk about infusing love and compassion into your hair. So this is the flip side to what has been going on as Black women, right, with kinky natural hair. A lot of the time, unless you have, like, because you see my hair, I mean, I don't have no twist out or braid. It's just kind of just, I woke up like this, and then I let it settle in. So it's just like, it's I'm good. I'm good. I know naturals be like, oh, this real, this real. Okay, yes, but like, why is that? Let's talk about that. Why is that a problem, right? Instead of speaking negative statements on your hair, which, by the way, is why we give you your healing quote of the week, to help to like I say, take you to rehab, to kind of take that mind trash that society has put on you. And here's the, oh my gosh, here's the bad thing. It's not even just society. It's your mom, it's your auntie, it's your great aunt, it's your grandma saying, girl, you need to do something with that hair, right? Right? You don't get it often where your grandmother is saying, and with someone who has kinky hair, real natural hair, right? And to be like, you are beautiful with your hair, right? I actually have to, I looked at myself this weekend when I was finishing up doing my daughter's hair, or redoing my daughter's hair. Is the whole thing. What I realized, that I was able to do that for her, to detangle her hair, and her hair is kinkier than mine. It's, oh my gosh, it's so nice, and it's so healthy and everything. Oh my gosh. But I was able to infuse that love and compassion into her hair and into her soul, right? Let me know if this makes sense, right? Doing more than saying, oh, y'all, we gotta detangle your hair. Like, when, look, I'm gonna tell y'all, and if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen my daughter's hair. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. Okay, follow me on the gram at Angels Healthy Spa. Okay, so I get to detangle her. Oh, okay, okay. So I'll be like, hey, Jalea, we're about to do your hair. She'd be like, yay, hooray. And I'm like, the first time she did that, and by the way, she's going to be 3 in June, but she's been doing that since like last year. And she'd be like, yay, hooray, and all that. And I teach her, we have a different attitude around doing her hair, right? Let me know if that makes sense. We're not going into it like it's a burden, or like I have to do her hair. It's like, all right, let's get ready for this experience. I even got her a kinky hair mannequin, right? To where, well, as kinky as it could be. I tried, right? But when you wet it, that thing ain't really kinky. It's not kinky. But again, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see the picture there. But yeah, I even do that. So while I'm doing her hair, I can kind of attempt to teach her how to, spray water on the hair, and to get the big comb, like, showing her at a young, she's 2. I started teaching her little things when she was 2, right? When she's old enough to start halfway saying words, like, yeah, let's just have this in her. I was like, yeah. So, look at the comb, no, that comb too small, let me get the bigger comb, to where it's like, duh, instead of, oh, I didn't know that was a thing, and it's not our fault. It's not our fault. I was there too. I'm just saying. That's why we talked about that in the last segment. It's not even your fault. but think about being able to infuse love and compassion into your hair. And what I do with what I do, right? With being your natural hair rehab expert, I help you to think differently about your natural hair so that you can create I'm here to help you create generational changes in your own life with your children and your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, your church members, well, whoever is around you that can actually see how you show up more unapologetically with your hair, to where they get to think, hey, I can, I can do that. I can, if she feels confident with how her hair looks, and you can see confidence, right? You know, like when your hair is together, where you get that little spark, you get that little spark, like, I'm good, like, let's do this. In the morning, if your hair is together, you all the way like, okay, what I got to do? I got this to do. Let me check. They're done that. Whatever next, okay, okay. So being able to speak love, right, and life into your hair and infusing it into your hair. So there's different ways that you can infuse love and compassion in your hair, and it's a lot more simple than you think. Just take it as face value. What I'm about to say, just so you know. Let me know if any of this is like new to you or you never thought about it in that way. I'm gonna get to I'm gonna say the short version because we don't have a lot of time. And then you can just kind of stay in my bubble here. I hold space for you, right? So for women, just black women with kinky natural hair, that they don't want to relax their hair, they don't want to lock their strands, they don't want to wear weave all the time. They don't. They want to be able to wear their hair out, and they value learning how to take care of their real hair, right? They're not like, nah, I don't want to do nothing to my hair, right? Or maybe you feel like that sometimes, but you actually want to learn how to take care of it the right way without just doing a whole bunch of things, okay? All right, infusing love and compassion into your hair. A very simple way that you can do it is praying over like your products, your water. Water is really good, okay? So what I'm about to say is like you may have not. I'm not gonna right now. I'm not gonna go all into why it works, but it does. If for me, I remembered it as being praying over your food and all that, or praying. My mom would be like pray for it or whatever. But I grew up Christian, and I don't really consider myself Christian right now. I consider myself spiritual, right? So being able to, you know, wish great things upon my hair products, like, well, I got some water here, like getting a hair product and just, it's energy, right? It's energy, right? Let me know if this makes sense. Energy, right? So it's infusing that love energy, that compassion energy into something that is going to touch your hair, or even that goes into your body, like water. I put a lot of water on you should be putting water on your hair at some point, right? And some things too. But like, hydrating, you got to hydrate your hair first. That's water. And then layer it with moisture, right? Not just moisturize. Don't just put oil on your hair. That's not going to do it. We're not even, that's a whole nother conversation. Anyways, but just infusing that into the water, right? That's something also that you do with your healing quote of the week, which will end the Angel Barnette show with your healing quote of the week. And I'll tell you a little bit more about how you can do that. But just putting that into your hair products or your water, as well as just directly on your hair while you're doing your hair, like you can just feel that energy when you have to get there first, right? And that's actually what I teach you in the self-care challenge when I help you create your hair goal, your new hair goal or whatever, and hair and scalp, and allowing your hair to be able to serve you instead of you just doing a hair journey and just doing random things all the time. Like, I get it, I know, but getting away from doing everything and only doing the right things for your hair. That's what I help you do, right? But just doing, putting, and when you're applying the product on your hair, or you're twisting your hair, you're braiding your hair, detangling your hair, or whatever that you're like really touching it. And especially when you're looking in the mirror where you can see your hair, if it's not, your hair's not long enough to look at it, like when you pull it down, or you can look in the mirror and look and just kind of transfer that energy, through your cells to your hands onto your hair, and just think positive thoughts and be able to, just get into it. Oh my gosh, that's like a, that it kind of turns me on to like be able to just know the transformation that that type of energy does is like, that's something great. Anyways, okay. Yes. All right. By the way, I was asking if you had wine. What kind did you have? The kind that I have is sangria. I consider it still to be a wine, but I mean, I now think about it, it is sangria, but it's in the wine section. It's in the wine section, and I like it. I don't discriminate on wine. That's not something that. Now ranch, I have to have Hidden Valley Ranch, but wine, yeah, yeah. It's just give me something good. It's all right. It's all right. But yes, infusing love and compassion into your hair. Okay. All right. And I was actually supposed to do a timestamp. I completely forgot. Okay, hold on. Where I can say the ending time. Okay. All right. Next, let's talk about what's going on in my world. After that, we're going to be talking about, is your hair breaking off faster than it's growing? And then we're going to end it with your healing quote of the week. All right. All right. So, what is going on in my world? What is going on in my world? Okay, let's see. A couple things. The self-care challenge. If you're registered for the self-care challenge, today was day 4, so tomorrow's day 5. That's the last day of the challenge. I've been really excited about that. I would say, because I don't have notes for this one, so I'm just kind of hanging. I would say for the self-care challenge, for sure, it's been, so this is something that it started off as a free, it started off as a paid master class. And then I took a couple of ladies through this experience, and I thought, oh, this was game changing. I felt like when I was creating it, that I knew it would be game changing for like the spirit, for the mindset of having natural hair, and being able to take you through the process that I do. I was like, and more people need to go through this. Like I need to, I should definitely be charged, especially for the type of support that we give now. I should definitely charge for it, but I feel like this, even though people they're not paying for it, I feel like I'm still getting something back, because I know how, if they go through the process and they take it seriously, even though they're not paying for it, right? We all know, you pay what you get for, but this is like beyond that, right? The type of transformation that it's just mind boggling. I don't have no notes or whatever, but it's just, you can go onto the site. Well, I mean, registration is not open, so there's no need. But, well, actually, it is a waiting list. It's a waiting list. If you want to get on the waiting list, it's dreamnaturalhair.com/self-care challenge. So there is a wait. I think we started a waiting list. So whenever registration does open up, then you'll be like the first people to know. And then there is a bonus course. It's a healthy hair course that you get when you sign up for the free challenge. Like immediately after you sign up, like you'll sign up, you'll get a welcome email and all that stuff. Okay. So, yeah, so I take myself through the challenge each time that I've taken other women through the challenge. Does that make sense? So as I'm taking other women through the challenge, I go through it myself. Like, we ask certain questions and we dig into a couple things, because it's all about your mindset, right? It's just your natural hair mindset, right? I take myself through that. Funny thing, okay, so a couple things. In my Natural Hair Dreamers Club, this month we've been doing the perfect braid out challenge, right? It's just for exclusive members. And with the self-care chat, I know it's a lot of things going on, but okay, so the Natural Hair Dreamers Club, that's a paid program, and then or club, and then the self-care challenge is free. So okay, so in the paid thing, I'm taking them through the club. I'm sorry, Lord. I'm taking them through the perfect braid out challenge, and in the self-care challenge, I think it was day 2. I went over how can your hair serve you, and what happened was, as I was taking them through that, I realized that just because I was taking my clients through the perfect braid out challenge, what happened was I wanted to do my hair in a braid out too, right? And show them, what it looked like and what it could look like, because it depends on your curl pattern, and we go over all that. We went over all that, anyway. Um, it wasn't working for me. It wasn't working for me. I did it for like 2 weeks, and at the end of that second week was the day 2 of the challenge. And when I put myself through that, and we were like, "How can your hair serve you?" And then, I'm asking them questions, and then I was like, you know what? I don't even want to do this braid out anymore. I love the braid out because it gave me length, like it was like, it was, But I realized that I mean, like I'm not like consumed with showing the length of my hair, right? Like I'm okay with the shrunken state. I actually prefer it. Like right now in my journey, I actually prefer it. Like that's just where I'm at. So I was like, you know what? You know what I did that night? I did not put my hair in plaits again. I did not put my hair in cornrows. I put a bonnet on and called it a day. That's what I did, right? Because I teach you to create a hair care regimen that fits your lifestyle and your personality, no matter if it changes, right? Go with the flow, right? If maybe one time you feel like doing a lot of things with your hair, maybe sometimes you don't. You're like, I don't really want to do anything. So you come to me and say, Angel, what is the bare minimum that I could do to still keep me progressing in the results? What else is going on? Um, well, speaking of the Natural Hair Dreamers Club, the doors are open to the club, okay? So there are a couple bonuses. There are, which, let me put that on the screen. It's dreamnaturalhair.com/support. So, yeah, the doors are open. I'm not going to talk a whole bunch about it because, I mean, we're just going to, we're going to talk about it a little bit, but you can get more information, and then we'll schedule like a quick 10-minute call to see if the program is a good fit for you, right? And then if it is, we can go over more details to make sure that you understand how it works, how the program will go, and excuse me. So we can just kind of just lay out the steps that you'll be taking to make sure that you can do that, so you can improve your lifestyle, right? Because we all know that our natural hair is more. I always say this, your natural hair bliss is more than just the length of your hair. Like, yeah, you may want longer hair, right? We either take our clients on a 3-year path or a 5-year path, depending on how long they want their hair. So like if they want bra strap length, we put them on a 3-year plan. Then if they want waist length hair, we put them on a 5-year plan, right? So it always depends on how long you want your hair, depends on where you're starting from now, whatever. But regardless how long your hair is, whatever the length that you want your hair is the year we put you is the plan that we put you on, okay? But anyways, what was I going to say about that? I did forget to. Oh no, that's right. Yeah, I don't know. Registration is open if you are looking for support with your natural hair, right? This is not a cheap program where you'll get into and then you'll like search around a little bit. This is not, it doesn't cost $50, it doesn't cost $100, it costs more than that. But at the same time, you'll be able to show up more powerfully because you're not going to be stressing out about your hair, right? And I'm really excited. Okay, yeah, so this is where the energy is. So I'm really excited about the changes, or more, not just changes, but I guess addition that we are making to the club. So actually in June, so it's going to be finalized in July, but I just could not wait. So I'm going to be like doing some things, extra things next month. So in June, we're going to be adding rooms. So we have clinic like trainings or whatever, but we're going to have clinic rooms where okay, so this was my thought process. So this is, okay, check me out. Okay, look. Okay, hold on. Y'all can tell I just love talking about natural hair. Okay, anyway, it's more than just the natural hair. It's about like the journey of it, it brings me joy to create more ease in your life and to know. Okay, so anyways, okay. So my thought process was, if someone enrolls into the club, what is the thing, what is the most pressing on their mind, and what is the fastest way that they can get results? So before, they would come in, they would create their 6-month hair goal, because they need to have a hair goal. You need to have a hair goal, and we will talk about that with my natural hair healing framework. We're going to cover that next in the next segment. Okay, so so they'll create their 6-month goal. We'll walk them through how to do that and all that stuff. And then you will learn your progression cycle, right? I should just show you the, okay, but we'll go. I'll get ahead of myself. So your progression cycle. So your progression cycle is, what do you need to do to get results? And then, so there's 5 phases, right? So there's 5 phases in the cycle. So these 5 phases is the whole cycle. So you'll start with 1 to get a result. You do 2 to get a result. You do 3 to get a result. Like, this is like literally, how do I get results, right? So that was like working great, right? We had people that would get into the club. They would go through their progression cycle on the first phase. Like, let's say the time that you had, because you don't need a whole bunch of time for this. So let's say you just have enough time to do 1 training a week, right? So you start off with that first phase, which is pushing the reset button on moisture for your hair, right? So what you do that, and then let's say you implement that day. Tomorrow you're going to notice a result, right? So what I started to notice was the people who weren't making time to implement what they were learning were having a longer time to see results. You know why? Because they weren't implementing, they weren't doing the thing, right? So I would be like, if they would just do it, they would get a result. So I was thinking in my mind, how can I shift? What can I do to the program to help them? And then voila, come these rooms. Okay, so let me tell you about these rooms real fast. I'm going to try to say it real fast, because we still have 2 more segments before we end. But let me know if you're interested. First of all, if this piques your interest or whatever, you can apply for a position. You're not going to go onto the site and purchase anything. No, that's not how it's set up. Okay, so you'll go on there, and I think is it on? Yeah, it's on there. So dreamnaturalhair.com/support. You'll go on there. So the room's information is not on the page, but so you're just going on there. You're clicking the buttons so you can apply not for a position. I mean, technically it is for a position, because we're actually, there's a lot of, it's not one-on-one, but it's in a group setting, but you'll understand when I go through the rooms. But so, because it is when you show up, it is one-on-one, right? So like, let me tell you about the rooms. All right, so you schedule a 10-minute call, and then we see if it's even a good fit, because I'm not here to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my time either. So if you're not serious, right, about investing in yourself, this is not paying $20 or $50 for what you have been paying for to not really get a result, right? This is not about buying a whole bunch of products. And actually, when you get into the club, we explicitly tell you to stop buying products, and the rooms really help you with that. So let me tell you about the rooms real quick. Okay, we're running out of time. So when you come in, because we're going to start this in June. So when you come in, you're still going to create your 6-month goal, right? You're still going to be able to do that. You're still going to go through your progression cycle, because I still want you to get fast results. But what is going to help you even more are these clinic rooms that we have. They're virtual clinic rooms. You don't have to come into the salon for this. This is a virtual salon, pretty much. It's like virtual workshop salon/salon thing. Anyways, so you still go through that, and then each week we'll cover 3 different topics. Well, not each week. 1 week we'll cover one topic, the next week we'll cover another topic. So actually we're going to be doing these on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Central. So especially if that works for you. And then in July we're actually going to be working on, it doesn't matter if you're there to show up live because you'll be able to submit your clinic review form, right? And then I can still take you through that process. So that's really cool. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so the first room, so when you get into the club, the first room, especially when you sign up. So we're just going to get started here soon. So there's a bonus when you sign up by this Friday. Okay, just know I think there's like 2 bonuses going on right now. Especially for pay in full, and then even if you sign up month to month on Friday, at least by Friday, then you're good. But so the first room is your perfect regimen. So what I do, as soon as you come in, however that you have your hair done, you need to be able to know how often to add product to your hair. So you know what we do? We tell you exactly how often you should be adding product to your hair and what type of product to add. It's so cool. It's like not trying to figure it out. You don't have to watch a training. You don't have to, no, you just come on there. I walk you through my process and then you'll know, okay, hey, with the hair, whatever hairstyle that you have right now, because I'm going to help you plan too, but right now, like, what is the fastest way for you to get results? For you to go ahead and start doing it now, right? So what do you need how do you need to add product on? 1 time a week, 2 times, 3 times, and then what days are you going to add it on? We're gonna lay it out all right there with my process. I'm gonna take you through the process. You're gonna leave the room knowing how often you should be adding product to your hair. Bam, done, right, done. Okay, and then so from there, each time you enter that room, right, the first time is what you currently have, right, and then after that, I'll teach you. Okay, now let's plan, right. So the next time you go into the room, let's talk about, your hairstyles, right? What is your next hairstyle going to be? And then we'll also talk about how often you should be adding product to your hair and or your scalp, right? Depending on if you have a scalp situation or if you're looking to grow your hair thicker. We'll talk about all of that and just lay it out to you. Just real easy, simple, bam, done, right? That's room number 1. Room number 2, drum roll, is products. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell you the first thing that people are like, Angel, what products do I add on my hair? Like that is like the number 1 thing. What products do I add on my hair? Da, 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 da. And then we have this whole product junkie syndrome going on, which FYI, that's why I take you to rehab with my framework, which we're gonna run out of time. I'm gonna have to say this real quick. So yes, right? Products. I'm going to help you assess all your products. It's going to be kind of like this, kind of like I can see you, you can see me. We're going to come into the room. It's kind of like coming into my salon and you took your bag of product. You just was like, Angel, I took everything I got. Here it is, right? So it's going to be like that. You're going to be like, hey, girl, this is what I got right here. This says this. And I'm going to be like, okay, cool. Let's get all your products, right? I'm going to help you collect all your products. We're going to go through each one of them. We're going to make sure that, first of all, those are good for your hair at this moment with what you got going on right now. Or maybe you can use it later on, but maybe just not today, right? Maybe you actually need to put that on the back burner for now. Or maybe that's actually, I know you was talking about your hair was flaking while you was doing your twist out. This is actually why, right? And be able to be like, hey, you actually need to add more water, or you actually need to not use that product at all. It's not working for your hair. Or what if you're using a product that you feel like is not working for your hair, but you're just using it wrong? What if you're just using too much product or not enough, right? Or the combination is wrong, like it's causing flakes, and you're like, what, right? All of this headspace trash that is getting to you, and it's just weighing you down and just draining your energy, and you're trying all these things, and you're like, why isn't that? Well, why if I gotta try all this stuff, then I don't even know if it's worth being natural. Like that type of energy. Like, no, let me help you simplify and stop. I don't want you to do all the things. I don't want you to buy all the products. I want you to just make it simple. Right? All right, what else going on in my world? That's enough of my world. Okay, that's enough of my world. All right, next, is your hair breaking off faster than it is growing? And we got like 10 more minutes. How is everybody doing? I know we're rolling pretty fast. If you happen on, say, hey girl, hey. Okay, so let's talk about this. Got my natural hair healing framework here. If you have not seen it, I'm hoping that it's not backwards. I'm unsure. This says rehab. If you can see it, let me know. It may be backwards on Instagram. I'm thinking maybe not on Facebook and YouTube. I'm not sure. If you see this, let me know if this is backwards or not. Excuse me. Okay, so this is my natural hair healing framework. Okay, this is what I use to help my clients see results, know what steps, know what to do with their hair, and all of this jazz. Okay, so I talk about this very, very often. If you want like a video of me going over this framework, comment down below with the word framework, and then I'll send you a thorough video. A thorough video of me going over the whole framework. Right? I think that would be beneficial. I should put that down somewhere. Actually, I think I already have it. I do have that. I was like, I need to create this video. But if you want it, I will create it because that's what I do. I'm here to serve you. Okay. All right. So is your hair breaking off? So this is what happens a lot of times with people with natural hair. They get to the point where they are like, my hair, especially if you're at a point where you've been natural for a couple years, right? And you're like, my hair was growing at one point, but now it's not. Like, what happened? Or maybe that you were using a product on your hair and it was working good at one point and then now it's not. So what I want to do real quick, I know I'm not able to talk about the whole framework, but I want to take you through two of the pieces in the framework that are most important, that I feel are most important to go over with you, just in case you're unfamiliar, or if you kind of familiar with it, but just to give you some more background, more information about it. So we talked about first of all, who would like to know? Remember, I talked about the progression phases, right? You're learning your progression phases. And I should happen to say, hey girl, hey. So we talked about the progression phases, about how my clients get into the program, they get results. How would you like to go over those 5 phases? How would you like to go over the cycle, the learning your progression cycle? How would you like to go over all of the phases? So this, I'm going to remind you, these phases, it's a cause and effect type thing. It's a do this so you can get this result. You pull my leg. I'm gonna talk about it. Okay. So you may want to take notes. This is something that people pay me thousands of dollars for, just in case you didn't know. And look, you may even end up paying me $1,000 to help you implement this. If you want this information, if you want this transformation. Okay, phase number 1 is pushing the reset button for moisture. All right. So with naturals, usually the first problem that they had, or they're telling me they have, or the top concern that naturals usually have, that I work with Kinky natural hair, right, is that their hair is dry, it's unmanageable, it's hard to comb through, it's all these things, brittle, and then it's not growing longer, right, it's like kind of breaking off, right? So the first thing that we address is that. You know why? Because that is the meat of everything. When you have that taken care of, everything else melts away. Oh my gosh. I tell people to go through this phase. So this is something that they go through all 5 phases, and then they start over and they continue going over it until they reach their natural hair bliss, which is something that I'm going to go over too. So the 2 steps that we're going to go over is learning your progression cycle, which is what gives you results. And then on the flip side, after you get results, now what do you need to do? So we go over evolve your care. All right, evolve your care. Learning your progression cycle and then evolve your care. Why do you need to evolve your care? Because girl, you're going to get results. And how you take care of your hair will change as your hair's health improves, as your hair gets longer, as your hair gets thicker and fuller, how you care for your hair will change also, right? So I already know I already know the results that you're going to get and when you're going to get it. And I'm going to tell you right now because I already know, right? Because you know why? Because I've taken so many women through this process already and I documented it. And that's actually where this came from. I documented the results that they were getting and then I categorized it. And then I moved the phases around. The phases didn't always used to be in this order, right? But I moved the phases around and then I started to see this is the result that they would get. And I'm gonna tell you the 5 phases and I'm gonna tell you what to expect, right? And this is just how it works. It's just how it works, okay? All right. First phase is pushing the reset button for moisture. Second phase is to start your transition by getting rid of single strand knots and split ends, right? Without doing the big chop every month or every year or, like stop letting that be an annual thing. It's like going to the salon and the stylist is always like, hey, let me trim your ends because it's dead or whatever. Oh my gosh, that's a whole topic right there. That is a whole topic. I'm not even going to get into that because all of your hair is dead. It's not a lot. It's just not. So anyways, it's just damaged what is going on, right? Anyways, it's a whole thing. All right. They're wanting to cut off your hair, which it probably does need to be trimmed off. Let's just put you in that mind frame of it probably does need to be trimmed off. But are they teaching you what to do with your hair to not be in that same predicament again? Or are they just like, all right, girl, I see you in whatever amount of months or whatever amount of weeks or whatever. I see you, girl. And then the next year you like, oh, okay, it's time for me to get my annual big chop done or whatever. Like you just have to cut off inches. No, you don't. You don't. And then that's what we teach you. Okay, anyway, so start your transition just the same as you would if you transition to be natural, right? I teach you how to transition your hair into healthier and stronger natural hair. Hence the 5 phases to healthier and stronger natural hair. Okay. All right. Let me know if you're sticking here with me in the chat. Let me know in the comments down here. Okay. All right. So phase number 3 is initiate increased hair growth. Okay. So this is when your hair is going to start to get thicker. It just is. Okay. 4th phase is increase your knowledge, right? That gets into like learning how to care for your hair a different way. For example, I'm gonna show you my edges, and I'm proud of my edges, y'all. First of all, I'm all the way proud of it again because every time I show y'all my edges, they get better and better and better. So, for example, I'm proud to show you this. Look at the ends. Look at the ends of my hair. You see how thin that is? And then, bam! Last year happened. My client called me out and she was like, Angel, if you're not happy with your hair, because I was kind of telling her I wasn't really 100% satisfied with my results. She was like, Angel, or no, I'm gonna tell you like this. She said, Miss Angel, you telling us to do things with our hair that's not even hard, it's not even complicated. Why are you not doing it? And I was just like, you know what, you're right. Let me get my stuff together. And then you see how big of a change that it was, and when I made up my mind and I was like, you know what, you're right. So I started doing better. Well, babe, you do better. But you know what? And that's why I talk about the framework. So let me know if you want a video of that and I'll go over it. But that's why I talk about that in the framework. But anyways, let me keep going because we're running out of time. All right. So results can happen that fast, right? It doesn't have to be just gradual. But how I took care of my hair when it was like this, but you can't even see it. When it was like this is different than how I took care of my hair when it started to grow out. So like when it was doing this, you can't even really see it. When it was like this, you can't really see it. But and then bam, look at that. It's gotten so much thicker. So much thicker. And this is just last year. So like if I started bald, this is the amount of hair that I would have. Right? And this is my edges. Y'all, I'm proud. You know why? Because I had to put myself on the plan that I put my clients through. And for me, if you've seen my framework, for me, it wasn't the knowledge that was the problem. It wasn't the techniques. It was the consistency, right? Because you have to have all three. Those you have to have all three of those tools. Okay, so let me tell you the results that you can expect to get, and then I'm gonna tell you about the evolve your care, but I can't go into it real deep. But if you want the video of me going over the framework in its entirety, comment down below with the word framework, and then I'll send it to you. Okay, so let's go over the results. So what I'm about to do, I'm about to go over the results from as soon as you start to push the reset button for moisture all the way through to, oh, the 5 phase. I didn't go over 5 phase. But 5th phase is refortifying your hair strands, okay? All the way to refortifying your hair strands, and then you start it over again, okay? So just to give you a preface to evolve your care, every year, maybe let's say it's going to take you 12 months to go through the complete cycle. So every time you go through a complete cycle, now you have to take care of your hair different because your hair is healthier, it's not as damaged, it's easier to manage, and all this stuff. So and there's 4 stages, right? There's 4 stages, and we'll go over that after I finish the 5 phases, okay? Because I don't want to confuse you. So let me know if you're rocking with me. Okay, so these are the results that you get when you go through, and then it just, you keep doing it. You do it over and over and over again until you reach your natural hair bliss, okay? So the first thing that starts to happen when you go through learning your progression cycle is your hair gets softer and your hair gets curlier, okay? The next thing is your hair it's going to look fuller. After that, your hair is going to be more manageable. After that, it's going to be slightly itchy, and you're gonna have, your scalp is gonna be a little bit tender. Funny thing, because your scalp, the new hair is about to sprout out. Okay, so after that, new hair, you're gonna have short hair coming out of that regrowth area. All right. After that, your hair is gonna get thicker. After that, it's gonna be harder to manage. It's gonna be thicker, and then it's gonna be curlier. After that, you're gonna see a progression in your length. After that, your hair is going to be more moisturized. After that, it's going to be stronger. After that, it's going to be longer. And after that, it's going to be thicker. And then you know what? You start all over again with pushing the reset button for moisture. And then you get the results all over again. Your hair is going to be softer. It's going to get curlier. It's going to look fuller, be more manageable. It's going to do the whole thing. It's going to go through the whole cycle. And this is how great that we have gotten this down to a science. I can tell you how long it's going to take you to get results. I can map it out, which I have. I usually put it on my board, but I got my framework on my board. But just stick with me and you can see it, right? I'll be able to show you. But yes, so there are 4 stages. So there's a stage for each year, right? So the first stage the first time you go through the cycle, you'll be at initial improvement. This first year, you're going to be like, hot damn, how did I not know it was supposed to be this easy? You're going to be like, these improvements are like, I should have been doing this my whole life. Like, why was I making it complicated? Like, I can't believe that I created I created this hair care regimen that was such a burden. You'll be in that space, right? The next stage, that second year, you'll be at realizing possibilities. So this is when these new ideas start to happen, like, dang, if I could do this with my hair in 2 years, like, especially this is what it is, especially when you've been natural for like 5 years and you're nowhere near the length that you thought it was. And then after 2 years, you're like already there. And then you're like, dang, okay. And then the third year is continual growth stage, where you're just continuing your growth. At this stage, this is where it gets kind of weird to have such a simple regimen, to where you'll be like, hey, Angel, should I do something different? And I'm going to be like, no, not yet, right? Not yet. Just tweak things little, but don't do nothing drastic, right? And you'll be like, oh, what about the rice water challenge? Or what about this? Or what about the mask? And I'll be like, girl, just keep doing what you're doing, and we'll just change the shifts little by little. Like, don't stop, don't do that, okay? And then the 4th year is when you're at make my own decisions. And this is a beautiful stage, right? This is the stage that brings you in to your natural hair bliss, right? And go and look at the definition for bliss, right? If you want to do that, look up the definition for bliss and think about that with your hair. Which brings me into our last segment, your healing quote of the week. Okay, so with this quote, and we're running a little bit over on time. Well, almost. Technically, the time, yeah. So your healing quote of the week. This is something that you will journal on. I'm a firm believer of journaling. I have several notebooks. I'm gonna show you. I pretty much journal in all of them. I tried to only journal in one, but then like if I would be somewhere and I'd be like, well, this is a notebook. I got a journal. Like so, this is what I'll do. So sometimes out because this is a undone one. So like what I'll do, I know that I'll have certain quotes, so I'll put them at the top and then later on I'll write them, right? So this is one that so this one it depends on how short that the phrase is. I may put two of them on one line. So for example, this is not the same one, but this one says, I create with love and simplicity. I evolve with ease and flow, right? And it's two on one line, right? So excuse me, this is this, and then this is this, right? So um what I would recommend you to do is the healing quote of the week that I'm about to tell you. I would recommend you to write this down on one line. Okay, and this is not it. This is not the one. This one says, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. I can't remember where I found that, but I was like, ooh, yes, I'm claiming that. So what you want to do, you want to claim this into your soul. You want to just you want to go over this into, you want to infuse. This is a part of the infusions, right? So you'll write it over and over and over again, okay? So I would recommend college rule, and then I would recommend at least doing a whole sheet of paper, right? And if you're feeling it, just keep going, right? You can do another page, or like I showed you, like I kind of stopped halfway through. I probably had something to do, and I was just kind of journaling in the middle of the day or whatever, right? So do it as much as possible. So this is what you'll do. The healing quote of the week is, everything I create is made with love and simplicity. Ooh, that's similar to what I had on there. Everything I create is made with love and simplicity. Think about what that does, right? It makes sure that you're not creating something complicated, and that you're not creating something that is like all over the place and frustrated, like you don't have that like bad energy, and it just it puts you into a different space. And so what you'll do when you write it down, you'll feel, think about how that makes you feel, right? You can even think about what I do in the self-care challenge is I'll have them, I think it's day 3, they'll look up an image that reminds them of their dream natural hair. So I'll take them through an exercise that helps them create the image of their dream natural hair with like their face and everything on it. So I help them to find an image that kind of halfway resembles it, just so we can make a connection and do more visualizing and all of that. So you can visualize your hair while you journal this, right? So everything I create is made with love and simplicity. So these journals are not just for your hair, it's for your life, right? But it will help. It will make a difference for your hair. Okay, so it's really, really cool. My everything I create is made with love and simplicity. So you can say it over and over and over again. As you write it, you can think about the words, you can think about your hair, you can think about how having your dream natural hair would make you feel. You can think about how your life would be different, or how, you would just really kind of just call into your dream natural hair even more, and you're kind of just infusing that into you, right? So yes, everything I create is made with love and simplicity. Okay, so that is your healing quote of the week. All right, y'all. Okay, so thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you had a good time drinking your wine. I did. So, I forgot what's going on in my world. I did forget we're moving. but we'll have to talk about that next time. All right. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about being able to show up in the society that we live in as a Black woman with kinky natural hair. If you would like to join in on the conversation, you can come and join us live, okay, every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Okay, you can send in your questions or concerns or statements or comments or whatever if you would still like to be featured, possibly featured in a future episode. You can email my team at salonsupport@dreamnaturalhair.com, and then you'll use the subject line Angels Conversations. Okay. And you could be featured in one of our next episodes. Okay. All right. So let's continue the conversation in my next free 5-day self-care challenge, where together we're going to go through releasing your old hair stories that hold you back from growing your hair, right, with ease and simplicity, right? We're also going to go over your current hair story so we can redefine and recreate the natural hair that deep down inside you know is possible for you. And then I'm going to be giving you the steps to accomplish healing of your natural hair to the deepest soul level. All right, so for more information, you can go to dreamnaturalhair.com/self-care challenge. Okay, that's dreamnaturalhair.com/self-care challenge. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Also, don't forget, if you want me to send you the video of me going over my entire framework, let me know. Comment with the word framework. I think that was the only thing that I had said. If you're interested in joining the Natural Hair Dreamers Club, you can go to dreamnaturalhair.com/support. And then if you want to go into the self-care challenge, you can do that too. All right. Talk to you later. Girl, bye.